I started my blog, snootyjudy.com, 3 years ago. It was the third blog I had tried to make successful. I can't say that I am where I want to be, but this is the most I've ever put into any of my ideas, and I'm happy with the outcome so far. But why? Why did I start snootyjudy.com? Because I had so many ideas, but noticed there wasn't really an industry for what I wanted to do in North Carolina, let alone little old Winston-Salem. My dreams are bigger than the town I live in. I also knew I wasn't the only one with these big dreams working towards bringing them into fruition, which is where 20-something doing something came in, to show the 20-somethings with big dreams in these small towns. I interviewed several 20-somethings who are part of this event. Here's a little bit of their story and thoughts on being a Black entrepreneur and creative in North Carolina. It's really beautiful. How long have you been doing artwork? This is Jay Squid, an artist whose work I have been admiring through social media for a long time. I was so excited when she agreed to be a part of this event.
Seriously, career-wise, I would say 4 years now. I mean, I've done it my whole life, but I never took it seriously until I was like, this is maybe something I want to do as my career. And that was like 4 years ago.
What is it that you do right now? Meet Jimmy Norwood. He is a 20-something business owner and also a feature from years before. His company has the best screen printing prices in town, so they created our shirts for this year's event.
Screen printing full time. Screen print t-shirts.
District 89.
This is Makiba. I met her at one of her events, Meta Noah, where all of the artwork was glow in the dark. After that, I knew I wanted her on board to display her work at this event.
That, and I do like the graphic design, logos, business cards, and stuff like that on the side. And then we do events and stuff like that too.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
All I know is I always admired like my mom. So I always wanted to do whatever she did when I was younger.
Well, first when I was young, I wanted to be a pizza delivery guy. I wanted to deliver pizzas and stuff.
I had wanted to rap with Daryl and Jerry. I did. I wasn't good at it.
And then I got a little bit older, I realized that wasn't the thing to do. So I wanted to do like digital animation and things like that. But I realized it kind of take a lot to like do cartooning again.
Just like baseball, man. That was it.
I've always known like fashion is where I wanted to be.
I wanted to be cool. I wanted to have a skill that could accommodate my homies.
Orlando is a 20-something serial entrepreneur. He is a photographer, owner of Lounge 34, and the location for tonight's 20SDS Ambiance Event Center.
Because I couldn't rap.
I was in love with basketball, so I had a dream of going to play basketball for the Tennessee Vols, and that I just didn't end up doing that.
No, I went to school just like any other athlete that had talent. I was in school for ball.
Even though CJ was not able to be a part of the event this year, he has been a sound voice throughout the process with his motivational nuggets.
I went to school for no degree or anything. I knew I had to get a degree while I was there, but I knew my talent was good enough that I wouldn't even see a degree because I would go pro.
So what did you go to college to study?
Graphic design.
Did you go to school for it?
No, I went to school for graphic design, which was a shit show.
Why?
Because like when I decided, because I knew I wanted to do something creative with my life, but when I decided on graphic design, I thought it was going to be like real glamorous. I was going to do all these creative things, but really you don't have any creative freedom.
I switched my concentration to brand management and marketing, which is like, I mean, the curriculum was like very well rounded, like sourcing, supply chain, like the marketing piece, consumer behavior, like a really good overview of the opportunities that were in the industry, other than just like, you think like in your head, like, I'm going to be a designer. And like, that's still a really cool thing, but there's so many other things.
Senior year, my first plan was just basically get a job at a design firm.
I wanted to work at like Mullins, like a big graphic design firm down here, because they always just seem like real cool. Like, they were free to dress how they wanted to. They had nose rings, gauges, and I wanted to do that.
Like I did after high school, I was over basketball. I never knew what I wanted. I always felt like I wanted to have my own business, but went to school declared as a business major, and I took accounting, and I immediately dropped that. And
This is Marissa and Shelby. I am in love with their brand and was excited when they offered giveaways for this year's event. We also have been working on a collaboration just for tonight.
went to communications and studied public relations, and now I ended up being a marketer.
And what was your first job at the college?
Working for Uptown Cheesecake. Yep, I got hired for Uptown Cheesecake I think I worked there for 6 months. And then I started working for my father.
Let me tell you. For 6 months, I could not find a job because I ended up majoring in public relations. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
First job was a counselor at the YMCA with like middle school kids after school.
I knew I wanted to work in a nonprofit, serving people, helping people. So I waited. I was temping for a while, looking for a job in the nonprofit sector. And on LinkedIn, I connected with the current president and CEO of United Way of Greater Greensboro, and she sent me a message immediately and said, I might have this opportunity for you. And now I'm in marketing communications at United Way. It's weird.
Never thought I was going to be a photographer. Never thought I was going to be a club owner. Never thought I would be a business owner.
What made you stop, working for someone else and then pursue your own career?
I couldn't get a job right out of college. And I was like, what else could I do? What other skills do I have? I was like, I'm kind of good at this. So I just decided to develop my skill. No, you should have seen me when I first started. It was horrible.
I kept hearing it, like you can't pursue what you want for working for, or you can't pursue what you want working for someone else. And basically, a lot of people was just telling me if it was what you really wanted, you have to sacrifice. And I mean, I had to come with the conclusion that that was the best thing for me to do is sacrifice and be serious about it. It's almost like putting on your big boy pants and saying like, look, I'm taking this seriously. Because I mean, if you're doing it part-time, nobody's going to take you serious.
I had time to stop and think about what I really wanted to do. And before I had her, I worked at Office Max. So I was doing printing. So I was pretty much doing like business cards, invitations, and stuff like that. So I was still doing what I wanted to do. But I was like, I want to work for myself. Because it was just really stressful being pregnant and working at that job.
I'm just living off my art right now. So like most of the time people don't come to me for paintings or painting commissions. It's more like, let me get this logo, let me get this website. So yeah, I still do it.
I mean, once you kind of put it out there, like, look, this is how I'm eating the next day, like, this is how I'm going to eat the next day, people kind of like, okay, it's a little bit more serious thing.
What was the hardest part about making the transition from going to working for somebody else to working for yourself?
It's a lot of commission work. People hit me up. It's a lot of tears. A lot of ramen noodles. But, you know.
a lot of tears?
Yeah, and ramen noodles.
Oh,
Not getting a steady paycheck, not knowing when you're going to get paid. Basically, like, I mean, for those first couple, I want to say months, it was just like trying to scrape together money whenever I can.
Not knowing when somebody is going to ask you to do something for them, like getting a job, or people deciding they don't want to pay. Yeah.
That happens.
Oh, yes.
A lot of people get it misconstrued that you get more time to do things when you're working on your own, but that's a big misconception. I probably work harder now than what I did when I worked for somebody else.
It's hard.
Sometimes
it's real hard. Yeah. We're really, like, it's either we'll have meet, like, so we work 30 seconds from each other, so we'll carpool every day and we eat lunch together every single day. Yeah, it's great. But, like, at work, when we're having lunch, we'll try to work on the business then. We'll try to come home and do stuff.
It's worth it to just, like, be able to live your life, set your own schedule, and just, like, I don't know, be free in a sense. I feel proud that I can actually get by off of my art and just something that I do without anybody else's influence.
It's nice when you do have a job that can kind of help support, build that business. So it's kind of like the compromise is like, you don't have to work really long days. So there's times where, like, you know, she doesn't have to be at work till 8:30, or she has to be at work at 8:30. I don't have to be there till 9. So we'll carpool together. She gets to work, and like before I even start my work, I spend the first 30 minutes of my day like emailing a vendor, for our business, or sending, a package to somebody. Like, you just try to like maximize that time whenever you can.
I get enjoyment off of completion. So, I mean, just being able to see something complete or being able to see something done, that's the enjoyment that I get.
The fact that this is my passion, this is like really what keeps me going. Like, if I know that there have been times when I wasn't creating, and it's just like the lowest I've ever felt. Like, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, if I'm not doing this, then what am I? Like, what am I? So yeah, it's pretty much consuming my whole life. And I love it. It's worth it, yeah.
How would you describe the creative entrepreneur community in the Tri-A area?
Like, me and my friend just had like a conversation last night, like an hour-long conversation about like how we needed to get out of Greensboro. Like, we're both creative, and we understand that the area is small. There's not a lot of opportunities. So we're just like struggling. We're just going through this like crisis of just like wanting to create, but like not having it appreciated. So
you kind of feel closed in. Definitely feel like you're in a smaller pond and you just want to break out to the ocean.
I don't know. I think being in a small town, like, you don't see this stuff. But knowing that it could be there, I think that it's inspiration in itself. Like, you could bring a different culture here and introduce these really cool things.
Until recently, kind of just didn't feel like it was a place for Black creatives in the city.
You and Jimmy, I saw you guys doing a lot of stuff in the creative community, and that made me want to be a part of it, or at least contribute to it.
I would like for it to be a little bit more diverse. I want to see it get a little bit more diverse. Let's start mixing and mingling with just different people.
Finding venues to do stuff. That's the biggest problem. Finding venues to do events, to do what we want to do and feel comfortable enough to do it.
When we started Truth Life Revolution in Winston Hard, we kind of had to let people know what streetwear clothing brand was.
I don't know. Downtown has always kind of been like that. Like, it's been difficult to find somewhere where a huge group of us can be together and like everything is cool. So I think that kind of scares people to have too many of us together, possibly.
The subcultures here are not as strong as they would be in Atlanta or New York or LA or Houston.
Do you feel like you need to leave North Carolina to get on?
I've been feeling like that for the longest, but I mean, I kind of been making the best of it for real.
So
you saw how I tried to like.
I think it depends on what you want to do.
Break it down into three. It depends on the person, yes. And also it depends on the person's mentality. And like me, I feel like I'm a person that can make it happen anywhere.
Like, because my mission is to not only leave behind a legacy in the city, but like help the youth in the city also know that you can do graphic design. Like, it's actually a job. Like,
like, nothing wrong with Winston-Salem. I mean, the stuff that we don't have here, I'm gonna put it here. It's gonna happen. And I mean, downtown is, that's a whole nother subject. But downtown it's not really Black friendly. But in a couple of years, it will be.
Yeah, if you go to the West Coast, or if you go to New York, it might be better for you. But I look at it like, why can't I just be the person to make it happen in my own state? And if I can figure out a way, then isn't that going to be lucrative if I'm the biggest thing in my state?
I mean, I need my city to be great. I need to build it, and no one builds it. They just leave. So I'm not interested in leaving without having seeds being planted. Plus, it costs a lot of money to leave. A lot of people come back. So my business is going to fund my real move. So you got to be smart.
So I said, well, why people always run? Yeah, it might be adversity, but shoot, try to be the biggest thing here. You know why? Because there's money here. It's untapped money.
Yeah, you're going to eventually have to leave. Yes, you will have to leave Winston because Winston is not guaranteed that you're going to reach the people that you need to reach here. And I mean, Winston is only a small portion of what the world is, for real, for real.
So like that's my mission. So I guess it just depends on what you want to do.
Patience is the biggest thing about being inside a smaller town.
I wanna just at least be able to say like I tried to show y'all or expose you guys to this in the city or whatever. So
Yeah.